Hi, I'm Bill Russell, President of Lake Norman Chamber of Commerce, and we have another one of our installments of Membership Moments, our outstanding small businesses in Lake Norman. We have Cindy Michael with the M Company, Richard Colven with Camp Wagging Tails, Judy Goodwin, and Allison Christie with the Blanchard Institute, and they're all going to share a little bit about their business. Let's start with Judy or Allison. Can you share what is the Blanchard Institute? I know it's right here in Cornelius, and we go by it every week, and I have a good idea. You want to share what you guys do?
Absolutely, Bill. So we are a dual diagnosis substance use and mental health outpatient treatment center. So that means that what we do is we help individuals and families that are struggling with substance use and mental illness and take them towards a pathway towards recovery, having them live a happy, healthy, and productive life.
Well, thank you. Cindy, the M Company, you want to share about what is the M Company?
Sure. It is a commercial residential cleaning company. We also work with hardwood flooring companies. We do the move out of all of their furniture. Then we do protective wrapping. Then we move everything back in exactly how it was and do detailed cleaning as well. I also have handyman that do power washing, window washing, and various handyman things.
And Richard, probably the name of your company gives yours away a little bit easier. Camp Wagging Tails. Share what Camp Wagging Tails is.
We have a great job. We take care of people's pets when they need us to. We provide boarding and day camp services. So when people go on vacation, we take care of their dogs and cats, mostly dogs. And then when they just want their dogs to come and have a great day to play with each other, we have day camp for that. Couple of ancillary services. We do baths for dogs that come and see us, and my wife Mary also does pet massage. So that's a kind of a wellness service for all of our campers.
I've used your services, so I know a little bit about the facility. And one of the things is if you're away from home and you want to check on your pets, share a little bit about how people can stay in touch with your animals.
We do have webcams. Anyone can log on and see the dogs when they're out in the yard. Our main focus is to get the dogs outside, interacting with each other, playing with each other. That gets them kind of really, gets them tired. It gets them happy. They really are able to, check off a lot of boxes on kind of a dog's best day list. So you can log on and see our webcams about that. And we do have 8 cabins that have in the cabin webcams. Honeymoon, and said all my wife did on her honeymoon was watch our dog on the webcam all night long. I have recommendations for people going on their honeymoons not to use the webcams, but like to watch their dogs and see that they're sleeping soundly at night.
I hear you. Cindy, what is your geographical footprint? What area do you serve with the M Company?
We did the Lake Norman area, clear up to Brawley School Road in Mooresville, and then we go as far as Fort Mill, South Carolina. I have handymen. I have about 5 or 6 part-time handymen, but then I have 2 cleaning teams in Lake Norman and 1 in Charlotte. So we're pretty expansive with our area.
And the total of people that work with you or contract with you?
Yes. I'm sorry, what was the question?
The number of people that you do?
Yeah, I have 7 cleaning ladies and 5 or 6 handymen, depending on what my needs are.
That's great. That's great. Judy, what service area does the Blanchard Institute cover? How big of a swath?
Well, we're actually in South Charlotte and North Charlotte now. So our 2 facilities can service folks up to 50, 60-mile radius. We do have folks that commute in further than that, but the commute from Lake Norman to South Charlotte is not an easy commute. And it was probably one of the deciding factors in where would our first satellite facility be, our not even satellite, this is a whole new facility here. So, but we can service folks even with some of our hybrid options. We can service people all across the state. We have folks from the Outer Banks, Dare County, that are currently clients. We have some that are in remote mountain counties that don't have the option of a psychiatrist or a facility.
Mm-hmm. Now, Richard, I know Jim and Celia opened up Camp Wagging Tails many years ago. Actually, it's been quite a while. I can't recall. Was it 2003, 2004 they opened up?
2005.
2005. What inspired you and Mary to purchase Camp Wagging Tails and get into that business?
Well, we were looking for a business that would accomplish a number of things. One, that would lock us down in a community, give us really roots in a community and allow us to kind of put down our roots somewhere. Secondly, it would get me off the road. I was in a corporate job, had me traveling a lot. But third, we really wanted to do something together. So we were able to find this one thing. We fell upon it kind of fortuitously. I didn't know businesses like this really existed before we found Camp Wagging Tails. But as soon as we both saw it, we knew it was the one for us. We were both kind of wannabe vets when we were younger, have always been dog people. So we knew it was a match made in heaven from the very first minute.
A wonderful facility. Cindy, what inspired you to open up your business?
I was in the medical field for 40 years and I lost my job just through the changeover to electronic health record. And so I'm like, okay, now what do I do at 60? So I had managed international transcription companies, US and UK, and I had 150 transcriptionists. And I'm like, okay, so how hard can it be to have 15 handyman and cleaning people? And that's where God said, don't laugh. Like, because it's been quite a transition. But I like working with people. I like going into the homes, and I like the fact that we can put everything back in place, because they're always amazed that every candlestick is exactly where we put it. And it's that good feeling of taking it, feel like Humpty Dumpty, you know, we can take it apart, we can put it back together.
You know, Cindy, I think one of the first things you got involved with the Chamber of Commerce was the Business Expo. And we weren't able to have an expo last year because of COVID. And because of this year, we still weren't comfortable putting 1,000 people under one roof. But what was it you think about the expo and bringing all those people together that was good for the M Company?
I loved it. I mean, we got a lot of people interested in our services that we were able to reach out to. You know, some became clients, some were one time, some became regulars. But I would highly recommend it. I mean, I would definitely be signing up. Hopefully we can, you know, have it this coming year, because I thought it was really well worthwhile. And just working with all the other business owners and going around and chatting and finding out, you know, our common concerns, our common goals. And so it was very worthwhile.
Staying with you, the M Company, were you a company that received a PPP? Did you have any small business assistance through COVID?
Yes, I did. I did.
How was that process? Was it easy to work through for you?
Well, with the help of my accountant, it was. It was a lot of paperwork, but it was well worth it. I probably lost about 75% of my clients initially. It's come back. I have about 2/3 have come back. But it kept me going, because it allowed me to keep paying my people, even though they were independent contractors. I still paid them to make up the difference in what they were missing in not having the 40 hours a week.
And Richard, I know that you had to be impacted by COVID because not as many people were traveling, and obviously people use Camp Wagging Tails not only for just traveling purposes, but also going to work and leaving the dog maybe at your facility. Did you receive a PPP as well?
Yeah, we did both rounds. Our business was really dramatically impacted. And to be honest, I thought the PPP program was probably one of the smartest things to come out of the whole management of the pandemic. Keeping the employees tied to their employers. I mean, we were paying people to stay at home, but we knew that, and Mary and I decided even before the program came up that our employees had to make their rent payments, had to make their, payments for their children's school and doctors and things like that. So we decided we were going to go into our reserves if we needed to make that happen. So the federal government stepping in and basically, the U.S. taxpayers stepping in and helping us do that made the difference. It allowed us to keep staff intact. We didn't have to lay anybody off. So I was really happy that that program, came out. It was, like Cindy said, it was difficult to do. You had to scramble and get a lot of reports together, but it was well worth the effort.
Good. Allison, you were, I'm assuming, an essential business. I doubt you closed during the COVID, but I may be mistaken. Were you an essential business?
We are considered an essential business because we are registered under the DHHS, but in addition, we did actually do a PPP loan as well. We did need to go and have our workforce go virtual for a bit of time. It was just out of the safety and concern of our team and also our clients. So we did go virtual. We were still having clients come in for their drug screens, but otherwise they were virtual. And then we brought everyone back in June, which has made a tremendous difference. But to your point, Bill, I think one of the things that all families discovered was living together and spending so much time together definitely challenged folks' mental health. And, you know, kidding aside, you know, there has been a substantial reaction of the pandemic that we continue to feel and are grateful to be a resource and a community resource in different ways for families and individuals that find themselves struggling at this time.
And what would be your message to somebody, or why should somebody maybe look to Blanchard Institute for help?
I think, and then Judy, feel free to jump in, where I would say is what very few people these days don't know of someone, either a family member, a friend of a friend, that is struggling with mental health or substance use issues. And so what I would say is that phone call, that first phone call, is the heaviest and hardest one to do, but it is life-changing. And whether you're doing it for a loved one and seeking help for them, or you're doing it for yourself, trust and know that the process and what we'll take you through is getting you in a confidential setting, a safe, secure setting where you are feeling supported and can feel that you are not alone, because you're not alone in that process.
Allison, I once heard a statistic, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I heard 1 in 4 people have some behavioral health issue. They may not be aware they have an issue, or they may be taking medication, but 1 in 4 people, is that correct?
Yes, it is. It is. And in addition to that, Bill, 75% of folks that we end up treating actually have full functioning job responsibilities. They are fully employed. And so they're walking among us. And some of them, as we say, can maybe be very functioning and go through life. And at the same time, what we call it is a soul wound, right? Whether it's a mental health issue or a substance use issue, it is something that people are trying to address by themselves and do it because there's so much shame and stigma associated with those. And so what we do is we spend a lot of time doing education for communities, for businesses, and that's free of charge. We'll go in and help businesses learn how to detect substance use disorders or other mental health issues and how to get help for your team members and train leadership how to have difficult conversations and be able to respect and understand kind of what folks are going through.
Richard, you and I are in Rotary together, and I can't think of many people more passionate about Rotary and community service than you are. Why do you think it's important for someone who's in business to also be engaged in community service?
Well, for a number of reasons. I mean, you can start with the most selfish reasons. We found that the best marketing that we've ever done is just being out in the community, helping at our local high school, helping through Rotary, helping in our church. People see you doing that, and they see an authenticity there that makes them trust you more than any other type of marketing could do. But it's also just comes from a sense of giving back. I mean, when you're blessed, as my family has been blessed, you want to share it as much as possible. And it is the things that happen to people in our community. The first reaction most people have, I know that I have, is like, thank God that didn't happen to me. But it did happen to us. It happens to us when it happens to one of our neighbors. So it's a responsibility for all of us to kind of pitch in where we can and help out when our neighbors are having tough times or just not as blessed as we are.
Cindy, what attracted you to Lake Norman to open your business?
Well, I came here whenever I was in medical transcription, and I became vice president of Arendelle A+ Network. And I fell in love with the community. I'm originally from near Pittsburgh. And so I don't miss winters. I'll never miss winters. So I think the whole lake environment, the whole, I would tell people, I'm like, I'm a Northerner with a Southern heart is like how I like to think of it, because I love hugs. I just love the environment. It's happy to me. It's a happy place.
Cindy, I'm going to show your Facebook page, and I've got that up now. Can everybody see your Facebook page?
Yep.
Is that the best way to get in touch with you?
Yes, that, or, I hand out a lot of business cards. Probably that, or else just having my phone number. I mean, it's on the website, it's everywhere. I've passed out hundreds and hundreds of cards. But yes, this works out. This is my best friend made this caricature of me. So like
Good art.
that's me. Like so yeah, that'd be the best way.
I like it. And going over to the Blanchard Institute, is that the best way, Allison, to reach the Blanchard Institute is the website?
That is the best way, and our number's right up there.
Okay. And Camp Wagging Tails, I've got your website up, and I love all the photos of the little furry animals, your best friends. Richard, that's probably the best way to reach you and your staff.
Yeah, the best one is to call the number. This is a good spot for information, to kind of figure out what we're all about and what we provide. But to get started, the phone is going to be the most effective way. We've had a lot of people try to do it remotely, and it just ends up with a lot of frustration. So give us a call. We're ready to talk to you.
Fantastic. I want to ask a final question, and we'll start with you, Allison and Judy. What is one thing that you think the Lake Norman Chamber of Commerce can do to assist the Blanchard Institute?
I think the main thing that we're looking for is to be that resource to the community up here, and having you help us connect to this community, the business community, the medical, the therapeutic, the social community. Helping us do that is going to help us make the connections that we need. And it helps us reduce that stigma. It helps us be available to all of the community. I don't like to say family therapy. I like to say family realignment and education. And so we can go into the community here and provide some trainings on how to identify that in the workplace, how to identify the employees that are coming back from COVID, having been impacted negatively, and what can we do as a community to be there for them.
Okay, and Allison, anything to add?
I think that already the chamber has been a tremendous resource of just connection. And I think what it does is it takes a community and connection and relationships. And so I think I see the chamber as a relationship builder, and any way that we can support fellow members, but also the greater Lake Norman community is, I think that you're a conduit to that, and we really appreciate being part of it.
Richard, what's one thing you think our Chamber of Commerce can do to assist Camp Wagging Tails and help grow your business?
Just continue being to use a military term, a force multiplier. We're all small businesses, and if we all tried to call John Bradford or Tom Tillis or whomever at the Small Business Administration, we're not going to they just can't respond to every one of us individually. So when we're all linked together with our common issues through the Chamber of Commerce, things can get done, whether it's in Charlotte for Mecklenburg County or Raleigh or even Washington, D.C.
Well, thank you. And Cindy, again, what can the Chamber of Commerce do to help you grow your business?
Well, as we previously spoke of, the Business Expo, I think Career Days, I think I have had really great relationships with Jack Stevens and Gail Williams. And whenever I was president of Executive Women, we had our meetings upstairs. So Jack was always great to work with. So I just think that interaction and just helping us get the word out about our individual communities and what we have to offer as professionally. And I want to thank you too for this opportunity today. This was great.
And I want to thank all of y'all for participating today and sharing a little bit about your business. And I want to encourage everybody who's watching this to go out and support our local businesses, because the job you save in supporting your local businesses might end up being your own. I want to have a great weekend, and thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
I